Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to start off with Math Group Champions. Group Key, turning your math books to page 287. So, as we look at number one, it wants us to color the hot air balloons with the odd numbers. First, we have to know what our odd numbers are. So, I wrote them here on the board. Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, those are your odd numbers. So I wrote a few examples on the board. Notice we have 80, 33, 111, and 195. Now, to identify with the odd numbers, you have to look at the digit in the ones place. So I'm going to underline all the numbers in the ones place. Now, that's easier to help tell you basically what's the odd number. Notice 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Let's look at 80. 80 is an even number because 0, remember that's the ones place, is not up there. Let's look at 33. 33 is an odd number because you see 3 up here. So for the time being, I'm just going to circle it so you can be able to know. Next, we have 111. Remember, you still look at that number in the ones place. See 1 is right here. So I'm going to circle that one as well. And lastly, we will have 195. And remember, 5 is in the ones place and 5 is the odd number. So I'm going to circle that. So as you look at number one, remember, look at the digit in the ones place to identify whether it's an odd number or not. And if you do have an odd number, you will color that hot air balloon. As we look at number two, it wants us to mark the bubble beside the sum or difference. So let's look at the first question we have. We have 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is what? It's 8. So all we have to do is fill that bubble in for 8. So as you work on the other few questions for number 2, you will do the same. You'll bubble in the correct answer. Now let's get number 3. So number 3 is very similar to number 1, but for number 3, you are identifying the even numbers. It wants you to color the even numbers green to make a picture. So first, I guess just like you had to know your odd numbers, you should know your even numbers. The even numbers are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Those are even numbers. And like I said before, just look at the number in the ones place. That's how you identify whether it's an even number or not. And I'm just like I did before, I'm going to circle the answer. Well, to circle the even number. So 10. You look at the ones place is 0. You see the 0 up there. So I'm going to circle that for you. So you're able to see what's an even number. Next we have 98. You see the ones place, the 8, that's an even number. Now look at 7. 7 is an odd number, so I'm not going to circle that one. Let's look at 21. Look at the 1. That's an odd number. And let's move over to 16. Look at the number 6. You see the 6, that's an even number. So I will circle that. Now, so what you're doing for number 3, you're basically coloring the even numbers. That's what you're doing. And as we move on to number 4, you're simply identifying whether the number is greater than or less than. So let's look at the two numbers that we do have here. We have 102 and 120. So is 102, is that greater than 120 or is that less than 120? 102. Less than, that's correct. So you use this sign. Good job. So as you look at number 4, you simply write the greater than or less than sign. Now as we move on to number 5, you simply have to write plus or minus. So let's look what we have here. We have 7 blank 5 equals 12. So is it 7 plus 5 that would give us 12 or 7 minus 5? Which sign will we use for this problem for number 5? 7 minus 5? Plus 5, great job. 7 plus 5. That will indeed give you 12. Good job. So as we flip the page over to page 288, let's look at number 1. Number 1 wants us to mark the bubble under the third kite from the left. So we have to know which side the left is. Then you're going to mark the bubble under the third kite from the left. Number 2 wants us to mark the bubble under the second baseball from the left. Mark the bubble under the second baseball from the left. Number three wants us to mark the bubble under the fourth straw from the drink. So first you have to identify the drink, and then you're going to mark the bubble under the fourth straw from the drink. Now, let's look at number 4. Number 4 says, Tina read 3 pages of her book before school and 9 pages after school. How many pages did Tina read? So let's break down the problem. Let's read the first sentence again. Tina read 3 pages. So we underline 3 and put 3 on that first line. Next, 3 pages of her book before school and 9 pages. So you underline the 9. Right there. 9 pages at the school. Now it says, how many pages did Tina read? It says how many. You tell from there that's an addition problem. So you'll use the plus sign. Good job. You use the plus sign. 3 plus 9 equals there. So whatever the answer to 3 plus 9 equals, you put the answers there and there. And that will tell you how many pages that Tina read.